Hello everyone and welcome to the Talladega Superspeedway here for another race in our 2001 season here in 2003. Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt Jr., no surprise, start on the front row. Behind them are Sterling Marlin, Jeff Burton, followed by Bobby Labonte, Tony Stewart, Rudd, Kenseth, Harvick, Bobby Hamilton in the top 10 as we are underway here into turn 1 and 2 here at Talladega. Jeff Gordon way ahead, comfortably in the lead, and his fellow championship contenders and Marlin, Labonte, Jarrett, and Rudd lining up behind him with Kevin Harvick, who's emerged in the championship picture as of late. But Jeff Gordon trying to, of course, continue his long lead streak. But here comes Sterling Marlin, who just got Dodge's first win in our last episode at Martinsville. Here he comes to the inside of Jeff Gordon, trying to go for the lead. Nothing there. Jeff Gordon blocks him as they continue to race behind him. Dale Jr., Bobby Labonte almost made contact. Same thing for the two Yates cars. Everyone continues to race here down the front straightaway as we look throughout the field here at Talladega. Trying to see if we have another chaotic race like we did the Daytona 500, which Bobby Labonte ended up winning that one. As Jeff Gordon continues to lead here at Talladega. Now 3 wide, nearly 4 wide now for 3rd, 5th, 6th, and in the wall goes Labonte and Jr. Earnhardt Jr. into the wall, losing positions now down the back straightaway. Jr. and Labonte both losing substantial amounts of positions here after getting into the outside wall in turn 2. Jr. falls all the way back to this 3rd pack now with a good chunk of cars. As everyone continues to race here, he's stuck on the top with Ward Burton and Ron Hornaday. As now we head towards front straightaway here on lap number 2. And oh, we're crashing. There goes Bobby Hamilton and Mark Martin. They're crashing upside down. Bobby Hamilton in the air, flying. Mark Martin. Here comes the rest of the pack. Vicious hits. Jason Leffler, Mark Martin, huge contact and a hellacious accident here at Talladega. Oh my goodness, what a just huge wreck. Casey Atwood is destroyed. Jeff Burton involved. Just a huge crash. Cars everywhere. And then you see back there, Atwood gets absolutely drilled by Leffler. Steve Park, how did he get through that? Then Hornaday piles in. Dale Jr. piles in. Mike Wallace slams this. If we look here, the Tony Stewart gets into Bobby Hamilton. He spins into Mark Martin, and up they go on a huge race. Look how high in the air Bobby Hamilton got. He hit that wall hard, and then, oh my goodness, Casey, I would just look at, and Jason Leffler got absolutely rocked. Ricky Craven involved. Dale Jarrett gets destroyed. He'll continue to struggle as Mark Martin continues to go without a top 10 this season. Really starting to see right there, he just gets hooked off the nose of Bill Elliott and bang up the track. They go hard hit for the 19 mile and the 55. Bobby Hamilton absolutely drills the outside safer barrier, goes on top of it, flips, and then Jason Leffler, Stacy Compton, they all slam viciously into Casey Atwood to trigger this huge wreck here at Talladega on lap 2. The huge one, see right there, Mark. There you see Mark there spinning up the racetrack, up hard into Ricky Reswell. Both Yates cars destroyed in this incident. Both Evernham cars involved, especially the 19 of Atwood is destroyed. You see, oh, Terry Labonte spinning as well. Compton around on the inside, of course. Dale Jr. completely destroyed. One of the favorites for this race. Started on the front row, but lost that track position. So there's the 55 and the 20 down in front of the 6, and there they went. A lot of guys got very lucky, especially Robbie Gordon got drilled as well. Oh, yes, he just got clipped there by Atwood. Ward Burton collects some damage, but just a huge wreck here at Talladega. We're now going to look to see what happened here to the 5 of Terry Labonte. So he's trying to avoid this wreck. He does a pretty solid job so far, staying on the bottom, doing good, and then he just turns down and gets spun by Dave Blaney, and there goes Terry Labonte spinning through the pace car on the apron, and around he goes. See Jason Leffler still taking hits. Mark Martin completely destroyed, but an absolute vicious, magnificent crash here at Talladega to begin this race, taking out pretty much half the field in this huge accident. So a lot of contenders going to be out. Atwood, Jr., Mark Martin, Bobby Hamilton, they will be done. Of course, you'll have guys like Compton done, Leffler done, Craven, Jeff Burton is heavily damaged. Robbie Gordon's done. So I think Steve Park did catch some damage. See, Ricky Rudd's got damage. Ward Burton, great super speed racer, has damage. And you see the engines up ahead, done on Steve Park's number 1 and Robbie Gordon's number 4. As we look up ahead, it'll be Sterling Marlin and Jeff Gordon leading the field. Now we go back to green on lap 8 with Kevin Harvick leading the field back to green. Rusty Wallace on the bottom was actually supposed to start on pole, but he had a issue with his car pre-race, so he came in the pits. So he came out of the pits 2 laps down, so that's why he's on the inside lane. Whereas Harvick leads over Johnny Benson, Kyle Petty, Elliott Sadler, and Sterling Marlin, your top 5 here at Talladega in the early laps of this absolutely chaotic racetrack that produces absolute barn burners of races. As here comes Johnny Benson on the inside with the lap car, Rusty Wallace, who clearly has a lot of speed, trying to get back to only 1 lap down as we focus on the 45 of Kyle Petty right now as he battles with Robert Presley, Sterling Marlin, and Jeff Gordon. Now Matt Kenseth entering the picture. Johnny Benson continues to lead, battling with the lap car of Rusty Wallace, trying to get only 1 lap down and hope for a yellow that of course he's not involved in, so he can get back to 1 lap down. See right now, Kenseth moves by Sterling Marlin in the wall in the back. Losing positions is the Dodge of Sterling Marlin. He'll drop back to John Andretti. So Marlin will drop back to outside the top 10. Try to hang on to this draft. We'll see. But Kevin Harvick and Johnny Benson side by side for the lead through 3 and 4. They continue to battle for position, trying everything they can to get a win and be consistent in the points, have a shot at the Winston Cup Championship for 2001. About the line, Johnny Benson will lead at Talladega. And now we're going to move on to lap 12 here. Stewart leads, about to put Rusty Wallace back 2 laps down. And contact, there goes Michael Waltrip. Presley involved, Jeff Gordon. Huge hit for the 24. Kenseth involved, Kyle Petty, Robert Presley, and Michael Waltrip as the big one. Number 2 strikes here at Talladega on lap 12. Nowhere for these guys to go as Matt Kenseth was going to turn Michael Waltrip's Napa Chevrolet down into the side of Robert Presley's Ford. John Andretti doored, and then Kenseth slams Jeff Gordon airtime up into the wall, and Kyle Petty just clips the side of Jeff Gordon and spins around as well. So Kyle Petty's not that bad, but a huge hit there for Jeff Gordon up in the air as Waltrip, Presley, and Kenseth crash around him. See right here, just coming through 3 and 4. Kenseth just turns Waltrip down, and a big hit for Kenseth and Gordon. Of course, Jeff going up in the air, and all these cars involved except Kyle Petty will be done. Waltrip, Kenseth, Presley, Jeff Gordon, all be out there. All these guys have won, but Joe Nemechek bumped into Michael Waltrip right there. It's not looking where he was going, but you see, there's nowhere to go here. Michael Waltrip, second line, trying to make a charge as the last remaining DEI car just gets hooked by the Roush Ford to Kenseth into Presley, and then Kenseth overcorrects and absolutely drills Jeff Gordon, and nowhere for Kyle Petty to go as he slides into this incident, and then they slide down the racetrack, and luckily everyone manages to avoid them and not make this an even worse crash. Kenseth clipped them, boom, and around they go. Hard into the outside wall. It's the big one. Number 2 strikes at lap 12 at Talladega. Oh my God, Brett Bodine, the 11 right there, nearly wrecked himself into Terry Labonte, but what a save. And here comes Buckshot Jones, Mike Skinner, and Todd Bodine hauling the mail on the top, but it is Tony Stewart leading here at Talladega. As now Rusty still 2 laps down, we on to lap 17 here. Stewart battling team around goes Bill Elliott in the background. The 9 gonna spin, and up the track he goes. Oh, in contact, but a big hit. Mike Skinner slams into Bill Elliott. Oh, and he gets more hits. Kenny Wallace involved. Oh my goodness, the hits keep on coming as Bill Elliott gets drilled by Mike Skinner. Nowhere for Todd Bodine to go, as he also gets collected with damages. Sterling Marlin, fellow Dodge teammate Bill Elliott, just hooks him. Buckshot Jones so away, then little damage Bodine, but then Mike Skinner slams into Bill Elliott, and then boom, he clips Terry Labonte, and then gets drilled by Kenny Wallace. That's going to blow the 5 inches. Kenny Wallace absolutely sending through the grass, but it'll be the end of the day for Terry Labonte, Todd Bodine, Kenny Wallace, and Bill Elliott after this third massive record coming to the trial at Talladega Bodine sends him. Skinner will be done. There's Bill Elliott. And see, if you look from Bodine to here comes Mayfield. You see Terry Labonte's blowing engine away, and you see Kenny Wallace sliding in the back. So look from Terry Labonte. You see Labonte's trying to avoid it, and he just clips Bill Elliott, and that destroys his engine, and that'll be it for the Hendrick machine of Terry Labonte. Bodine will be done. Now we look at Kenny Wallace's view in the 27 machine. See, he's looking good here until Bill Elliott spins right across him, and bang! He slams Bill Elliott and passes Mike Skinner while spinning through the grass with a blown engine. That's pretty impressive. And then he slows down. That'll be it for them. And just a big pile up here. Now we'll get another look here from Bill Elliott, as he had nowhere to go here. He just got clipped by Sterling, and he lost. He tried to lock it down, but he slid up the racetrack, and bang, there is top of 9. Boom, Skinner piles into Bill Elliott. And then right there, Terry Labonte and Kenny Wallace pile in, and just lots of damage and destroyed race cars, as you would expect at Talladega. Rusty Wallace did earn a lap back. As now we move on to coming to lap 138 in this restart, there's only going to be 8 cars left in the race. Rusty Wallace has climbed his way from 2 laps down to back on the lead lap and in contention for the win. One of 3 cars on the lead lap. The other 2, Johnny Benson and Bobby Labonte. The lap cars being Jimmy Spencer, Buckshot Jones, John Andretti, Jerry Nadeau, and Kurt Busch left in the race. So we only have 8 cars left here at Talladega, as there were some cautions that I missed, unfortunately, and a lot of guys just got cleaned out. And this is a typical Talladega wreckfest. I mean, what else are you going to expect from it? So it is Johnny Benson leading the way, but here comes Rusty Wallace, who has come back from 2 laps down to give himself a very good chance at winning and trying to retake that points lead. Bobby Labonte following suit in second. He wants to get his 3rd win of the season and his 2nd on a super speedway and stay right up there in the championship hunt, as Johnny Benson will fall back to 3rd. Doesn't seem to have the pace to keep up with the 2 faster cars of Rusty Wallace and Bobby Labonte of the better teams. So now we are going to come through here to lap 139. 50 to go at Talladega. Rusty Wallace leads. Now we move on to coming to the white flag final lap. We're down to 7 cars as Johnny Benson retired from the race. Rusty Wallace, the only one on the lead lap. White flag final lap for Rusty Wallace here at Talladega. The only car on the lead lap left in this race. 1 out of 7 cars total running. And he was supposed to start on pole. Had a pre-race mechanical failure, but the team managed to rally and fix that. It only cost him 2 laps because of the huge pile up on lap 2. And he got 2 laps back on his own, out racing his other opponents to the start finish line after multiple cautions. And now as he rounds through turn 4, is about to get the captain a win here at Talladega, and Rusty's first of the season and a possible championship run. As here he comes, Rusty Wallace wins at Talladega, completing the comeback from 2 laps down. 2nd place will be Bobby Labonte here as he rounds his way through 3 and 4. 3rd will be Jimmy Spencer. 4th will be Kurt Busch. Buckshot Jones on your top 5. Then Nadeau, Andretti 6th, 7th, and your 3 DNS around your top 10 are Benson, Stewart, and Harvick. See the race results left side of your screen. So many cars out of the race, and now we will see the standings very shortly. Now look at your point standings. Rusty Wallace retakes the points lead after that big win by 20 over Jeff Gordon. Then Sterling Marlin, Kevin Harvick, and Bobby Labonte run to your top 5. Ricky Rudd falls to 6th in points. Jeff Burton falls to 7th. Tony Stewart jumps to 8th in points. Matt Kenseth is 9th. Bobby Hamilton drops to 10th in the points. And then Kenny Schrader, Johnny Benson, Ricky Craven, Jimmy Spencer, and Dave Blaney around your top 15 in the points. Then Dale Jr., Bill Elliott, Dale Jarrett, Steve Park, and Jerry Nadeau running your top 20 as Jarrett continues to fall in the points. So until the next episode, I hope you all have a good one.